drive to Calais, cross the channel. When you get to Dover, turn right and keep on driving until you feel lonely and depressed. Good morning. It is 8:20 on Sunday, the 1st of October, and this is the last leg of my month off in September. So it was a good little park up last night. Good to be surrounded by other motorhomes. It was very quiet, apart from, and here's the thing, I do think sometimes van life really isn't the thing for me, because I am a very light sleeper, and so the slightest thing wakes me up. And I went to bed early. It was actually, maybe it weren't, it was probably about 11 o'clock-ish or something like that. But about 1:30 I woke up and I thought, oh, I'll go for a wee. But it was music again that woke me up, and it wasn't music from anyone on the site or anything like that. I think it was from a fair old distance, but it was a proper like rave going on, very bassy, and I don't know whether it was like Le Chavs in a car somewhere. I couldn't really pinpoint where it was, but once I hear anything like that, like a bit of music, that's it. I find it really, really difficult to settle. So, but I did eventually anyway, at some point. I must have done, because the next thing I knew, it was 7:30 in the morning with my first alarm going off. We're pretty early, but it said about last check-in was 1.5 hours before, so that means that's 9 o'clock, because my ferry's at 10:30. I'm only like 20 minutes away or something. Look at the sun, can't see. So less safe than sorry. So yeah, lovely morning. Actually a bit similar to that morning when I woke up in Denmark by that nature reserve, which, by the way, that was an amazing sleep I had there. God, that was so peaceful, so peaceful. I think last night, there were only two of the motorhomes. I heard two leave this morning, and they were both the UK ones. And do you remember I was talking about all not seeing UK number plates, etc., etc.? The moment that I hit Belgium and France, they all appeared. I've seen loads. And obviously around here, near Calais, you're going to see loads. But it's interesting, on the rest of the journey, I didn't see anything. But yeah, I think I'll get on board, and I'm going to hopefully have a bit of breakfast, coffee, chill. There's not a cloud in the sky, it's pretty clear, so it should be a pretty smooth crossing, all going well. And then when I put in the sat nav here to York on the TomTom, and it's saying 318 miles. Fucking hell, that's good. So it's saying that I'll get there for 2:10. That I'm going to estimate that I'm probably going to get back, by the time I've got round all the traffic of the Dartford crossing, etc, etc, it's going to be, I'll probably be back in York. I'm going to go for between 4 and 5 o'clock. So it's going to be another long day's drive. So yeah, the instructions for this particular trip are relatively simple. Drive to Calais, cross the channel. When you get to Dover, turn right and keep on driving until you feel lonely and depressed. Booking, gone through passport control, still haven't been pulled over, but there's still time, isn't there? Oh, here we go, we're going to go into a shed. This is it. Going through the shed, okay there. So I think this is British passport control. It's really nice. The port here, it's all been done up. I don't know if this is brand new or the original one. It's been so long since I last came here. It looks really good. Here we go. I'm sure I'll get this next one. Lane 16, that's definitely where I am. 17, 18. Yeah. Sent me onto lane 16 and my arse is sticking out the back, but then again, so is the arse of this caravan here. Never mind. But we're in. We only got searched. I only got searched once, which was good. quite a nice nice crossing. I think it was on a, I don't know if it was a new ferry, but it felt quite new. E&O's, I don't know, what was it, the Pioneer or the Aurora? I really don't know. It was one of those kind of proper roll-on, roll-off type. The front is the back is the front type ferry. So it had two bridges, so it was identical both ways. So it didn't have to do any manoeuvring in the port or any of that stuff. And what was really cool, you know, when you get on a ferry, you always know you're on a ferry because everything's vibrating. Even when it's stood still, you can always feel this vibration. This thing couldn't feel anything. And when it moved, the only reason why I knew it was moving is just because I looked outside and thought, oh, wow, that crane, oh, that's us moving. You couldn't feel a thing. Obviously, once we get out to the channel and everything, you can feel a little bit of movement, but it was really quiet as well. It was, yeah, it was a nice vessel. So anyway, we're back. It's now 11:44. Is that the correct time? Yes, 11:44. My coordinates are set. I have 252 miles on this one. The one on the left maps me, and that's actually taking me to my park car. The one on the left is 262 miles, which is got a beeline for York because it's just easier to just put in a city centre. So yeah, 250 miles. According to this on the left, we're going to get there at 15:48, so about 10 to 4. Yeah, and about the same on the other one, 4 o'clock, 15:57. We're driving on the left-hand side of the road, so that's good. Plenty of signs to tell you about driving on the left-hand side of the road. It's now grey as well, which is, you know, the usual backdrop of the UK. Sunny over there, grey over here. But the road is good. So we're on the A2. We're going to go into the M2 shortly. I'm anticipating that it's going to be busy getting off the M2 and then onto that M25. That bit of M25 where it goes to Dartford Crossing. Normally there's always queuing traffic there. But we'll see. It is a Sunday, so we might be lucky. It is only just coming up to lunchtime, so but either way, it's okay. So we're all good. I've had a kind of like an English breakfast that was in a box. That's the only thing with the P&O ferries, as opposed to the FDS ones, is that all the foods, if you're just doing cheapo food in the food court type thing, it's all stuff that's all heated up and you just grab it from a shelf. I mean, there is like a club lounge thing, which probably I would imagine has, you know, chefs cooking and everything's probably a little bit, feels a bit fresher. But that's in the club lounge, which I'm not a member of. Whereas DFDS, when you're in normal plebs lounge, you still go and, you know, it's all served up for you, hot food, etc. So that's the only difference, but you know, it's a nice ferry. The interesting, what was quite funny was that I went to a quiet lounge, so you got these nice reclining chairs and a big sign saying shh, like that. But of course it's right next to an entrance, an exit for people to get out onto the deck, so of course people exploring don't see the shh sign until it's too late. And what was quite funny was that I'm chilled out there. There's, you know, a few people just with headphones in or reading books, etc. A couple of people asleep, and there was this man behind me of large frame, shall we say, who was asleep, but then proceeded in snoring incredibly loud. So yeah, the quiet lounge was no longer a quiet lounge, so I then left. here we go. So I'm going to buckle in. Again, pick up the camera if I see something interesting. To be honest with you, there's not really much interesting apart from the Dartford crossing, and then even then, if you go in from this way, you don't go over the bridge, you go through the tunnel. So maybe I'll film the tunnel and the occasional junction, just for B-roll. Speak to you soon. The M25 just went under the Dartford crossing, not a problem, no queues, no nothing. I had to slow down a little bit, but it all carried on moving. That's the first for me. So that was good. That's the hard bit done, really. Because now we're on the M25, we're going anti-clockwise towards the M11, and then we'll take the M11 north past Stansted Airport, go up to Cambridge, and then it becomes the A something or other. What it is. 46? I can't remember now. Anyway. It's a new bit of road now. Well, I say new, it's probably a year old now, maybe 2 years old. Yeah, maybe even longer, it's maybe more. And then that will then link me onto the A1, south of Peterborough. And then it's A1, 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 and then I'll get off at the M18, and then I'll do M18, and then I'll take that, and then I'll get off onto the M62, and then off the M62, go bimbling through the country lanes to my parker. So yeah, 4 o'clock, E28, and about 4 o'clock. What time did I say this morning? I said between 5 and 6, didn't I? So, providing the traffic's like this, which isn't too bad. I mean, there's a lot of cars, but everything's moving properly, which is nice. Now, what I must remember to do, which I'm going to do shortly, in a minute. Dart charge. Pay online. As soon as I get a chance to stop, or later on tonight, that written on my hand should be like, what's that all about? Oh yeah. Let's pay the Dart charge. So all is good, lovely. I'm gonna just bimble on. Now that I'm back in the UK, I've got data, so I'm gonna get Spotify on, and I'm going to start banging out some tunes to while the time. See ya. Watered and fed. It's just gone 3 o'clock. We have 98 miles to go. So I just fancied something, you know. Sometimes you just want, I don't know, something that you're familiar with, do you know what I mean? And to be fair, to be honest with you, I haven't been to an OK diner for ages. Been to that one there, so that's just north of Stamford, north of Peterborough. Oh, look at that, there's a bit of a convoy going on. Same trucks. I think there's been a truck fest at Neewer this weekend. But yes, anyway, yeah, that's the OK diner. There is one on the other side when you're going south, which I've often stopped at, especially if I'm going to my mum's, because it's kind of almost at a halfway point, just a little under. But a lot of the times I'll just go in one go and not stop at all. But yeah, I just fancied something, you know, like a hot food. I mean, that's realistically, I know I'd thought about it a bit more, but I've had to have gone off the beaten track a bit when I found the pub and just gone for a Sunday roast, because I don't have many Sunday roasts when it comes to eating regularly. A Sunday roast for me is normally Christmas Day and maybe 1 or 2 other days during the year. In fact, I had one when I was at my mum's. We went to a pub and had a Sunday roast, and I think that was the first Sunday roast I had since Christmas. So yeah, they're quite rare. But it was quite nice in there. It's a good little diner. And you get the refill coffee, so I've had a good 3 coffees, so I'm feeling pretty awake now, which should hopefully prevent me going into a food coma, because the mixed grill was pretty good. But yeah, we're doing really well. We should get there for just before 5, quarter to 5 on this one. Kids are back at school and everything, so it is just like a normal weekend. So I don't know whether you're going to be getting lots of holiday traffic, so to speak. So yeah, it's been a really pleasant drive up, actually. Fairly uneventful, apart from that little incident on the M25. So yeah, next stop is Grantham, which is Grantham, Newark, Doncaster. But before Doncaster, it's normally when I turn off on the M18. Towards the M62. seen all these motorhomes thinking, oh, have they all come back from Europe like me, or have they just come back from a holiday here in the UK? This is an old school Heimer. That was proper old school, that. Let's get past this guy. Speed camera up here somewhere. I used to do this A1 quite a lot. There was a time when there was a chicken on the road there. Just before Ava was born, I used to work at Bishop Stortford's College, and I used to do this trip at least 1, maybe 2 weekends a month. To see Gemma, and then Ava was born in the March of 2005, sorry, and I used to come whizzing up here every weekend that I possibly could. To be in my first car, which was a BMW 318i Mark III series, I think it was. And I broke down, actually not far from where we're about to come to now, I think. Maybe it was a bit further on. Actually, no, it was further on. But yeah, broke down. Head gasket. Had to get it put on the back of a trailer, towed, taken back up to Hull, and it died there. Oh look, there's the other OK diner. So that's the one on the other side of the road. So, yeah, they're not bad, the old OK diners. I don't think there are many about actually, but you know. Anyway, 16:45, we got just under 2 hours more driving. Speak to you later.